Nobody saw this coming, not even the people closest to her. Because just minutes after the cameras went off, a voice message started circulating. And what was said in that recording? It wasn't just shocking, it was dangerous. We're talking about a secret that was buried for years, the secret that could completely destroy everything you thought you knew about Savannah Guthrie. And the person exposing it? Not a random insider, not a fake source. Her own ex-husband. Yeah, let that sink in. According to leaked messages, he didn't just tell his side. He dropped details that were never supposed to leave behind closed doors. Late-night arguments, sudden disappearances, and one moment that insiders are calling the breaking point. One source even claims, he said, "I stayed quiet long enough, but people deserve to know who she really is." So what exactly is he accusing her of? And why now after all this time? Because once you hear what comes next, you're going to realize this isn't just drama. This might be the beginning of something much bigger. Now let's get into it. Because this didn't just happen overnight. This situation has been building for years, quietly, behind closed doors where nobody was supposed to look. Savannah Guthrie has always been seen as composed, controlled, and almost untouchable on camera. The polished image, the calm delivery, the nothing can shake her energy. That's what the public bought into. But according to multiple so-called insiders, what happens off camera has always been a completely different story. And this is where things start to get uncomfortable. Because long before the sudden explosion, there were already whispers, small cracks in the image that most people ignored. Strained behavior during interviews. Moments where she looked visibly tense, almost like she was holding something back. People brushed it off as pressure from the job. But now, those moments are being re-examined. And they're starting to look very different. But the real story begins with her past. Specifically, her relationship with her ex-husband. At the time, everything looked normal. A successful career, a stable relationship, a life that seemed perfectly balanced. But according to these recent leaks, that perfect relationship was anything but. Sources are now claiming that behind the scenes, there were constant arguments, not just regular disagreements, but intense, emotionally charged confrontations that would go on for hours. One insider even described the atmosphere as walking on glass, where one wrong word could trigger a complete breakdown. And here's where it gets even more suspicious. There were reportedly moments where Savannah would suddenly disappear. No calls, no messages, no explanation. Just gone. And when she came back, according to the same sources, she would act like nothing ever happened. Now think about that for a second. Because if that's true, what was she hiding? And why was nobody talking about it back then? At the time, her ex-husband stayed completely silent. No interviews, no public statements, nothing, which only made people assume that their split was mutual and drama-free. But now we're hearing a completely different version. According to the messages that are now surfacing, he didn't stay quiet because everything was fine. He stayed quiet because he was holding on to something. Something big enough that, if revealed, could have changed how the public saw her instantly. One alleged insider even claimed that he warned people privately, saying, "There's a side of her nobody would believe, and that's exactly why she gets away with it." And at the time, nobody took it seriously. But now, that statement is hitting different. Because suddenly, people are connecting dots. Old interviews are being rewatched. Clips are resurfacing. And moments that once seemed harmless are now being questioned. And it doesn't stop there. There are also claims that certain people in her professional circle were aware of tension, but chose to stay quiet. Whether it was to protect the brand, avoid controversy, or simply not get involved, nobody knows. But if even a fraction of this is true, it raises a serious question. How long has this really been going on? Because what we're seeing now isn't just a random outburst from an ex-husband. This feels calculated. It feels timed. And most importantly, it feels like something he's been waiting to say for a long time. But why now? Why wait all these years and then suddenly decide to expose everything? That's the part that doesn't add up. Unless something happened recently that pushed him over the edge. Something that made him decide, enough is enough. And if that's the case, then whatever comes next is going to be even bigger than what we've heard so far. Because if this is just a background, then the real story hasn't even started yet. Now this is where everything takes a sharp turn, because what started as quiet rumors suddenly exploded into something nobody could ignore. According to multiple leaked messages that began circulating late one night, Savannah Guthrie's ex-husband didn't just speak out. He went all in. We're talking screenshots, voice notes, time-stamped conversations. And the moment those started spreading, everything changed. One of the first messages that caught everyone's attention was a short, chilling line allegedly sent by him to someone in his circle. It read, "I warned her this would happen if she kept pushing me." Now pause right there, because pushing him about what? That's when things got darker. Another so-called insider dropped a claim that there was a specific night, one night, that completely shifted everything between them. According to this version, it wasn't just an argument. It was described as a full emotional breakdown that spiraled out of control. The location? A private setting. No cameras. No witnesses except the two of them. But here's where it gets intense. The insider claims voices were raised, accusations were thrown, and at one point, something was said that could never be taken back. We don't know exactly what that statement was, but the way it's being described, people are calling it the moment their relationship officially died, even if they stayed together after that. And this is where the first real twist hits. Because up until now, most people assumed the silence from her ex-husband meant he had nothing to say. But according to these leaks, he has everything to say. In fact, one of the voice notes that allegedly surfaced includes a line that's now going viral. "You built your image on being honest, but you know what you did, and I'm done protecting it." That line alone sent social media into chaos. Because now the question isn't just what happened. It's what exactly is he accusing her of hiding? And it gets even more complicated. Because right after those messages started spreading, users began digging into past clips of Savannah Guthrie, interviews, appearances, even behind-the-scenes footage. And suddenly, small details started standing out. Moments where she looked uncomfortable when certain topics came up. Times where she quickly changed the subject. Even one clip where she reportedly paused mid-sentence and looked off camera like she was being signaled to stop. Now, were these moments always there? Yes. But did anyone question them before? Not really. Until now. And here's where the tension skyrockets. Because just as people were trying to piece everything together, another alleged message dropped. This one was different, longer, more detailed, and way more direct. In it, her ex-husband reportedly claimed that there were things happening behind closed doors that directly contradicted the image she was presenting to the public. He didn't give full details, but he hinted at patterns of behavior, patterns of control, and moments where, according to him, the truth was carefully managed. That phrase alone, "the truth was carefully managed," set off a storm. Because what does that even mean? Was he talking about personal issues, professional decisions, or something even deeper that hasn't been exposed yet? And just when it felt like things couldn't get more intense, the biggest twist dropped. A timestamp. Buried within one of the leaked conversations was a date and time that didn't match the public timeline of events everyone believed. Let that sink in, because if that timestamp is real, it suggests that something important happened on a day when, publicly, everything seemed completely normal. And that changes everything. Because now people aren't just questioning what happened. They're questioning when it really started. And whether the version of events the public has believed all these years was ever real to begin with. But here's the part that makes this even more unsettling. Right after that timestamp started trending, the original source of the leaks went silent. No new messages. No clarifications. Nothing. Almost like someone realized how far this had gone and pulled back. Or worse, like someone told them to stop. So now we're left with fragments. Half-revealed messages. Unanswered questions. And a situation that feels like it's only getting more dangerous the deeper you look into it. Because if this is just the first layer of what's being exposed, then what's still being hidden? And more importantly, who else already knows the full story but hasn't said a word? And just when people thought they had seen the worst of it, everything spiraled even further out of control. Because overnight, this wasn't just a leak anymore. This became a full-blown online explosion. Clips of Savannah Guthrie started flooding every platform. Old interviews, behind-the-scenes moments, even random candid footage that nobody paid attention to before. But now, every second was being dissected like evidence in a trial. And then the hashtags hit. Hashtag Savannah exposed, hashtag hidden truth, hashtag what is she hiding? Millions of views in hours. People weren't just watching, they were investigating. One viral post claimed, "Go back to her interview from last year. Watch her expression at exactly 2:14. That's not normal." And just like that, thousands of people rushed to check, replaying the same clip over and over again, convincing themselves they were seeing something deeper. And this is where things got even more chaotic, because suddenly, new sources started appearing. Anonymous accounts, burner profiles, people claiming they worked behind the scenes, or knew someone close to the situation. And every single one of them had a piece of the story. One account dropped a post that instantly went viral. It said, "Y'all think this is about a relationship? You have no idea what's really being covered up." Now that line changed everything, because it shifted the narrative completely. This wasn't just about an ex-husband exposing personal drama anymore. This started to feel like something bigger, something deeper, something that people weren't supposed to connect. And then came the reactions from inside the industry. Not direct statements, no one was that bold, but subtle moves, unfollowings, deleted posts, people who used to publicly support her suddenly going quiet, like they didn't want to be associated with whatever was happening. And the audience noticed. They always do. Comments started flooding in like, "Why is nobody defending her? We're her friends now." The silence is loud. And honestly, they weren't wrong. Because in situations like this, silence doesn't calm things down. It makes everything louder. And right in the middle of all this chaos, one final post appeared. No username, no profile picture, just a blank account, and a single sentence. "This is only part one." That's it. No explanation, no follow-up, just that. And within minutes, it was everywhere. People started panicking, speculating, refreshing their feeds like crazy. Because if this was only part one, then what's coming next? And more importantly, is Savannah Guthrie about to respond, or is she staying silent for a reason? Indeed, just when it felt like the chaos couldn't get any louder, it did. Because the silence from Savannah Guthrie, it wasn't calming anything down. It was fueling the fire. Hours turned into a full day, then another, and still nothing. No statement, no denial, not even a subtle post. And that's when the internet flipped completely. People started asking the one question nobody wanted to say out loud before. What the silence mean something? Because in situations like this, a quick response can shut things down. But when there's nothing, it gives people space to imagine the worst. And trust me, that's exactly what they did. Viral threads started breaking everything down like a full investigation. Timelines were being rebuilt from scratch. People were comparing old interviews to recent appearances, pointing out changes in behavior, tone, even body language. One post that exploded overnight said, "She's not shocked, she's prepared. Look at her recent interviews. She knew something was coming." Now, whether that's true or not, it didn't matter. Because once that idea got planted, it spread like wildfire. And then came the moment that pushed everything into overdrive. A short clip, only a few seconds long, started circulating. In the clip, Savannah Guthrie is seen backstage, unaware she's being recorded. She's talking to someone off camera, her voice low, tense. You can't hear everything clearly, but one line cut through all the noise. If this gets out, it's over. That's it. That's all people needed. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. Reposted, slowed down, enhanced, analyzed frame by frame. People were arguing over context, tone, what she meant, but the damage was already done. Because now, for a lot of viewers, this wasn't speculation anymore. It felt real. And just when it seemed like the pressure couldn't build any higher, another unexpected move happened. Someone from her past, someone who had never spoken publicly before, like one of the viral posts accusing her. No comment, no explanation, just a like. But that single action, it sent shockwaves. because now it wasn't just random accounts or alleged insiders. It looked like people who actually knew her were starting to react. And the comments? They got brutal. Yeah, she's done. Too many coincidences now. There's no way all of this is fake. But here's where it gets even more intense. Because behind the scenes, rumors started spreading that a response was being prepared. Not a simple statement, not a quick denial. Something bigger, something controlled. Something that could either shut this down completely or make it explode even more. And if that's true, then we're about to witness the moment everything changes. Because the next move, it's going to decide who people believe. And once that happens, there's no going back. And right when everyone thought the story had reached its peak, the situation took another unexpected turn that nobody saw coming. Because out of nowhere, the internet went from chaos to complete panic. A new wave of leaks started surfacing. This time not just messages, but supposed internal notes, screenshots, and alleged private conversations involving people close to Savannah Guthrie. And the timing? Suspicious. Because just as these leaks dropped, the original viral accounts that had been pushing the story suddenly started changing their tone, almost like they were backing away. One post that had been trending for hours was suddenly deleted. Another account posted a strange message saying, "I've said what I needed to say. Stay safe out there." And then silence. That alone made things even worse. Because now people weren't just asking what was true. They were asking who was being silenced. And that's when a second major wave hit social media. This time, it wasn't accusations. It was reactions. Influencers started reacting to the situation live. Commentators, bloggers, even entertainment pages with millions of followers were all breaking it down in real time. One viral streamer said, "This doesn't feel like normal celebrity drama anymore. This feels coordinated." And that word, coordinated, sent everything into overdrive. Because suddenly, the conversation shifted again. Now, people weren't just focused on the story itself. They were focused on whether the story was being controlled. And right in the middle of all this noise, a new, alleged insider dropped a thread that completely changed the tone of the discussion. The thread claimed that everything so far, the leaks, the messages, the timing, might only be fragments of something much bigger that hasn't fully surfaced yet. One line in particular went viral instantly. "What you're seeing isn't the beginning. It's a controlled version of the beginning." Now that statement alone was enough to send people into confusion. Because what does that even mean? A controlled version? Controlled by who? And why? Meanwhile, silence from Savannah Guthrie continued. And that silence was becoming louder than any leak. Fans were divided. Some defended her, saying this was all exaggerated internet speculation. Others were convinced that something serious was being hidden and would eventually come out fully. But the most disturbing part? Even critics started noticing something strange. Old posts supporting her were disappearing. Comments were being restricted. Certain videos were losing visibility without explanation. And that sparked a new wave of suspicion. Was this being cleaned up in real time? Or was it just coincidence? And then, just when things couldn't get more intense, a final message surfaced. Short, direct, anonymous. "If you think this is messy now, wait for the next reveal." No explanation, no proof, no identity, just that. And within minutes, it was everywhere again. Because now the audience isn't just watching the story unfold. They're waiting for the next explosion. And the biggest question left hanging in the air is simple. If this is only what's already public, what hasn't been shown yet? And just when the tension started to feel like it couldn't stretch any further, something happened that completely flipped the entire narrative again. Because late that night, the internet didn't just react, it erupted. A new set of alleged screenshots appeared online, claiming to show private conversations tied to people close to Savannah Guthrie. And this time, the tone was different. It wasn't random gossip anymore. It looked structured, almost like someone was building a case piece by piece. One message allegedly read, "If she ever speaks, everything changes." And that line alone was enough to send social media into a full meltdown. Because now the conversation wasn't just about what happened. It was about what cannot be said. Within minutes, hashtags started trending again, but this time they were more intense. Hashtag she can speak, hashtag what is being hidden, hashtag truth coming soon. And the speculation reached a new level of chaos. People started creating timelines, mapping connections, and even comparing posting times of anonymous accounts like they were solving a real investigation. Every detail was being analyzed, every silence questioned. And then came the moment that truly escalated everything. A short audio clip surfaced. Low quality, distorted, almost impossible to fully verify. But in it, a voice believed by many to be linked to the situation says, "This was never supposed to go public." And then it cuts off. That's it. Just a few seconds. But it detonated online. People replayed it hundreds of thousands of times. Some claimed they heard panic in the voice. Others insisted it was edited. But nobody could agree, and that disagreement only fueled the fire further. Meanwhile, reactions from the public turned sharply divided. Some users defended Savannah Guthrie, calling the entire situation a manufactured internet storm. Others insisted that too many coincidences were piling up to ignore. But the most interesting shift? Even neutral voices started leaning into suspicion, because the pattern was becoming hard to ignore. Leak drops, viral spike, sudden silence. New leak, even bigger spike. It felt engineered. And that's exactly what made people uncomfortable. Then came a twist nobody expected. An account claiming to be close to production circles posted a cryptic message. The real issue isn't what was leaked. It's what was removed before it leaked. That line changed everything again. Because now, people weren't just focused on what they were seeing. They were obsessing over what they were not allowed to see. And right after that post went viral, something strange happened. A wave of older content, interviews, clips, posts, started disappearing or becoming harder to find. Fans noticed gaps, deleted references, missing segments. And that only added more fuel to the suspicion that something was actively being cleaned up in real time. And just when the internet thought it had reached its limit, a final message dropped. No context, no name, just a single line. You haven't seen the real reason yet. And that was enough to freeze everything. Because now the story isn't just about exposure anymore. It's about revelation. And whatever comes next feels like it could change the entire direction of this case forever.